I was gonna do it this month anyway, but a little about a month ahead of time.
I call the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, let's move on to the roll call vote.
Mayor Steve Queen.
Present.
Councilmembers Richard Orphan.
Here.
Rick Scordo.
Here.
Kristen Clance.
Here.
Tim Brown.
Here.
Okay, item 3, I will entertain a motion to adopt tonight's agenda.
I'll make that motion to approve.
Mr. McClish makes the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Brown. Is there any discussion before I call for the question? Hearing none, all those in favor of adopting tonight's agenda signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. I'll now entertain a motion to adopt tonight's consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I want to make a motion that we adopt this evening's consent agenda.
Mr. Scordo makes the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Orphan. Is there any discussion before I call for the question? Hearing none, all those in favor of adopting tonight's consent agenda signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Meeting open to the public. Barb, did anybody sign up?
Yes, Joel Bureau.
Let me find my clock here. Step up, give your name and address, and then you've got 3 minutes. All right.
My name is Joseph Morales, 24360 Yukon Street, Northwest St. Francis. I have a couple of different things. I was actually concerned about, I guess, not checking into some of the funding that's available for the rainwater runoff fee. I wonder where we've gone with that. And then the roundabouts. We discussed the roundabouts. There was a petition that was signed that Matt Book never seemed to have heard about. That was filled out, delivered, and nobody ever heard of it. And now I also want to know about the funding for the wastewater treatment plant. What's being pursued with all of that? And it also has come to light that I'm good. Have a good night, gentlemen.
Okay. You get together with city staff, they can answer all those questions for you. All right, moving on to reports of consultants and staff members. Community Economic Development, property abatement for 23545 the Ledgestone Road.
Mayor and Council, before you tonight is a request to move forward on an abatement of property based on the attached findings of fact. The property known as 23545 Bridgestone Road came to our attention in May. To date, we have followed the city's code enforcement process and have been unable to satisfy the matter. The accumulation of junk and debris constitutes an issue of public and environmental concerns. Within the attached packet, there is a finding of fact that outlines the dates and process, followed by the order which requires that the property A either bring the property into compliance, correcting the junk and debris within 20 days of the order, or the second option would be the city taking corrective actions and the cost would be assessed to the property. An inspection did occur this morning and there has been no change since the photographs that are within your packet. This work has been completed with the assistance of Mr. Lee Pack's office and we'd be happy to answer any questions.
Council? Thank you.
I just have one question. Let me make sure I understand what the term abatement means. We're going to go off and go hire somebody and get this work done for the homeowner, and then if they don't reimburse us, it's going to be assessed on their taxes, right?
Mayor and Council, that is correct. We would, in 20 days, take the step to have a company go out and clean the issues at hand. And then it would be invoiced and then assessed to the property.
Okay, that's my only question. Thanks.
Anyone else? Thank you. All right, Council. I'm looking for a motion. motion to proceed with the abatement if the homeowner doesn't get it cleaned up. Do I have a second?
Mr. Mayor, I'd be looking for a motion to approve the City of St. Francis's findings of fact, conclusions, and orders, and order on that.
You have what? I didn't catch it.
It would be a motion to approve the City of St. Francis's proposed findings of fact, conclusions, and orders that are in your packet, starting on page 19.
Okay, I'll change my motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Brown seconds. Is there any discussion before I call for the question? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Public Works, City Hall.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. In your packets tonight for your consideration is replacing the east side doors on City Hall. These are exterior doors, but they are designed as interior doors. So they are quite inefficient. We have made several attempts to repair them and seal them up. Haven't had much success. So we do see a lot of temperature fluctuation, frost forming on the glass, a lot of cold air coming through, quite inefficient. So what we're looking for tonight is authorization to replace those with an exterior designed door that is insulated and will hold heat and cold in their respective places. With that, I'll answer any questions.
Council? Yes.
Is this in the budget?
In our budget, we have $5,000 every year that we put away for this type of work. It comes and goes. You know, we might use it one year, we might not the next, but we do have sufficient funds there to do this work this year.
Anyone else? Mr. Scordo.
Is this the only thing we need to deal with? And the only reason I'm asking is I think I remember a few months, no, maybe more than just a few months ago, a little project came before us on the old fire hall. And I think I asked, well, you know, do we really know what we have in that fire hall? Is this going to be the last thing we have to go off and go do? Is there a plan to go deal with this and then this and then this? And I don't know if I ever saw that plan. So that's the same thing about this building. There isn't another thing that we're going to see next year. There'll be another $15,000 where we might not have the reserves to cover them. Or is this really the only deficiency that needs to be tackled in that City Hall building that you're aware of? I don't want to put you too much on the spot, but I mean, there's not a, I mean, we know that building, right? And this is the, to our best knowledge, this is the one thing that needs to be tackled now.
Good question, Mayor and Council. To address that, we are putting together a plan that would go through, we're going through each building, looking at our high-ticket items, the wear products, things like that, and we will be putting that plan together and bringing that forward to you. We've done the initial assessment on there, and right now, to my knowledge, the next thing would be furnaces and AC units as they approach their 20-year life. But other than that, I'm not aware of anything as a big-ticket item.
Okay.
Mr. Brown?
Are these all the doors in that building, or just the front doors?
These are just currently the east front doors of that building. The back doors appear to be an insulated steel door, which are doing what they need to do right now. We are able to seal them up and hold back here.
Another question, was this up to code when that building was built? And why didn't it get caught if it wasn't?
I have no idea of how that came about. So.
Okay, anyone else?
Mr. Mayor, we have one other question. I don't know if it's going to be for Paul, but does anybody can remember the history of that building? We own that building, right?
Yes.
But we didn't necessarily build that building, did we?
No.
No, it's kind of along the same lines as Mr. Brown's, how we got into this in the first place, but it was a property that we purchased, correct? that's all my questions.
Okay, anyone else?
Yes. And just for the record too, that building is paid off. So just so the public's aware of that.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Tyler. At this time, I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we proceed with the project he presented.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a second. Is there any discussion before I call for the question? Hearing none, all those in favor of replacing the City Hall east doors signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Now the bottle shop light fixture replacement.
Also for your consideration is replacing lights in the bottle shop. Over the years, we've been working with these fixtures that are in there. We're finding that they're difficult to maintain, the parts are getting harder to come by, and they are quite inefficient, and they do fall apart quite easily. So we're proposing that we replace those lights with an LED fixture that is much more efficient, along with LED door lights, taking out the fluorescent tubes that are in the doors of the large computers as well. With that, I'll answer any questions you might have.
Council? Yes.
Do we have any estimates of how much money the new efficient lights will save us at all?
I don't, but I know we do receive rebates back from Kinesis Energy. I don't know right offhand what it is per light fixture, but there are dollar amounts per light going from a fluorescent light to an LED fixture. So I'm sure there's some type of graph that they could put together for us if I ask, that would show the energy efficiency and savings.
Is that a one-time rebate or every year?
It's a one-time rebate as you install the fixture and replace the old fixture.
We're doing it in a 108,000 square foot building. We're replacing all of our fluorescents with these. And they're not cheap. And you get a considerable cost savings in running them, but yet the payoff is going to be a way out there. So you can't really look at the payoff on these. They're a long-term fix. What you're looking at is your maintenance costs to maintain what's going on. That's where you're going to see an immediate savings, because that stuff's getting very expensive. So, anybody else? Mr. Brown?
Looks like there's sufficient funds in there to do this, and it is going to be a labor saving as far as maintaining the old ones, trying to find parts. So I'm for it.
Anyone else? Okay, then I will entertain a motion at this time.
Mr. Mayor, I would make a motion we authorize staff to go forward with the LED light replacement in the liquor store.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Scordo. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. McClish. Is there any discussion before I call for the question? Hearing none, all those in favor of replacing the bottle shop fluorescent lights, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. Okay, reports from the council members. Mr. McClish.
Nothing to report.
Mr. Brown.
I got something in my city email that I thought might be kind of interesting. It's a Veterans Resource Fair, and they're offering VA benefits and billing issues, educational benefits, federal benefits. It's going to be held October 15th up in Monticello, Minnesota. So if you know any veterans or you are a veteran and need some assistance, it sounds like it's going to be very informative and a good thing to be at. So I've got some information in case anybody wants it. I'm sure the city would have the same information at City Hall.
If you could forward that email, that'd be great.
I can do that.
Anything else?
No?
Mr. Ortho.
Nothing to report.
Mr. Scordo.
Nothing to report this evening.
Okay, and the mayor has nothing to report. Is there any old business?
Mr. Mayor.
Is there any old, yes, Mr. Rhodes?
It's come to my attention that in the recent past, the school district acquired the property about 235th and Rum River Boulevard with the intention to make it more parking for the practice field. And, well, that's probably new, but the reason I bring it up is the turn lanes that are supposed to be at 235th and Rum River as part of the development agreement we just agreed to. When are those slated to go in? Can we have them speeded up, or at least have somebody work with the school district when they're going to plan their parking lot, so that we're not tearing up work they do, and so we can save everybody a little bit of money there? Couple different things there.
Staff looking nice. Jared and Kate made notes, so. Okay, anything else? Mr. Scordo? Nope. Okay, is there any new business then? Okay, hearing none, we stand adjourned. Thank you.